Okay, let's set this up. Now, one of the biggest challenges I've had in real estate over the last 20 years, so not even for a few years, is asking for referrals. I don't know about you, but every time it comes down to, well, not every time, most of the time it comes down to asking for referrals, I always feel awkward, like I'm spamming people by asking them, hey, do you know anybody that wants to buy in real estate, buy, sell, or lease, or do you want to, do you know anyone that's similar to you because I enjoyed working with you so much? I just always felt super spammy. And I'm not saying that asking for referrals is wrong because I think it's an amazing way to get business, but I want alternatives. So this whole session right here, me talking to you, came from a talk that I had yesterday to a few hundred agents where we were exploring the different options of getting referrals. Look, referrals is the number one way to get business. It has been for a long time, and I think it'll continue. It'll continue to be. And when I'm talking about referrals, I'm talking specifically about getting referrals from the consumer, from your past clients, your sphere, not from other agents, right? Specifically from that group. And when it comes to that, I focus on four things specifically for you. So here they are. And in essence, I was talking to myself because I just don't like asking for business, which kind of sucks. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way. I think it all depends on your personality, how you want to approach it, and ultimately how you want to run your business. And there's so many different ways, right? So here are the four. One of them is no surprise. Number one, once you finish inputting this person into your database, so whether it's a past client, whether it's somebody that you consider to be your sphere, doesn't matter who, you've got to decide what the nurture process is going to be for this person. That means, what's the follow-up system? Are they going to get your emails, newsletter, texts? Are you going to be reaching out to them by phone call quarterly? Are you going to be sending them handwritten notes like you just met them and you're thanking them? Because in the referral process, as the consumer, I'm thinking, how do I feel around Tristan? It's the whole thing that Barbara Corcoran told me when I was interviewing her. She said, Tristan, it comes down to me feeling either great about being around you because you have amazing energy, you make me feel good, you empower me, or you make me feel like crap and I'm not going to talk to you once we're done here. And so the key is, how are you making people feel with the type of communication that you're having with them through the systems that you have in place? And if you're anything like me, you're going to need for it to be automated because you will drop the ball. So I'm going to ask you, when it comes to referrals, what are you doing right now? If you're not doing enough, what are you going to put in place? Is it a brand new newsletter, right? Is it texts, a sequence of texts that's going to go out for 5 years? Is it you calling and picking up the phone? You maybe gifting them something, depending on how great of a past client they were. Maybe it's you handwriting a note or using send out cards or AM cards or any company like that. The point is, you've got to have a system because the more you stay in front of them, the more, for me, this one comes into play more because it's value driven. I show up even when I don't even know I'm showing up, which is great because the last thing I want to do is ask for the referral. But I'm not saying it's wrong because hang on, that was number one. Number two. Number two is one of my favorite, and that's inviting people to coffee. I think connecting with people on a one-on-one level allows you to diffuse everything else that's happening and have them just focus on you and you just focus on them. I think it's pretty powerful. So one of the calls or one of the texts is inviting people to one-on-one coffee. And in the one-on-one coffee, I don't ask for referrals, not overtly. What I'm doing is, again, I'm going back to the feeling. How are these people feeling, right? How am I making them feel? Do they feel listened to? Do they feel like they're significant? Do they feel empowered, right? Do they love hanging around me because I give them great energy, give them great ideas, I make them feel better than when they first came? I'm looking for all those things. So that means I listen a lot. And so when the conversation comes back to me and they ask, well, how about you, Tristan? How's everything going in real estate? I say, well, and I don't lie, right? Depending on if I'm doing great or if I'm not doing great. I say, well, it's going great. I mean, you've seen the news. It's interest rates are now lower. So yeah, we're doing well. And I quickly shifted back to them. I may say something like, uh, it's going pretty good, but look, we can always be a little bit busier. So obviously, if you have any friends close to you at work, let me know. I'm happy to help them out. But listen, tell me more about, and then I shifted back to them. So in some cases, I do ask for referrals, but very lightly. And I don't know that a lot of you do, but here's number 3, and that's a social media presence. And this is probably the biggest place we get referrals from, because the opportunity you have to attract a wider audience from the things that you absolutely love talking about, whether it's real estate, pickleball, gardening, cats, I don't care. This is probably your biggest opportunity, and I don't know that you're doing enough. Now you can show up more on social media, and if it's you providing content, or this is the biggest one in social, we're still on number 3, but you engaging with people that know you, and people that you know, going through Instagram, going through LinkedIn, going through Facebook, and messaging them and connecting with them and just going deeper with them. And I think the key is when you reach out to people through social, they feel like you care. They feel like you paid attention to them. They feel like, well, now I'm posting things and I'm significant because somebody actually commented, they liked it, and now they messaged me. So fall into that. That's a whole LCM or LCM plus strategy, like, comment, message, or like, comment, message, and video message them. But that would be number 3. And number 4 is the one that I don't do enough of. I just don't feel comfortable. Maybe you do, and maybe you do a great job. And by the way, if you do, give me a great script, right? But that's when you directly ask for referrals. You've got to tailor your approach here. I don't often feel comfortable asking straight out for referrals. Hey, John, this is Tristan. Listen, this is a business call. Who do you know in your church, or who do you know at work, or who do you know in your neighborhood, blah, blah, all that stuff. Even though I cold call, and I have no problem calling expireds or for sale by owners, which some of you have heard me call, I don't often ask, and I think because I think I've built this relationship for so long that I rely a lot on the value I provide to speak for itself. So people do send us referrals, and we do quite well. We get about 1 referral a day, which is pretty huge. And I think, if we approach this the right way with the right verbiage that matches who we are, I think this is a bigger opportunity for us. And I think I'm asking you, what could you be doing differently when it comes to asking for referrals? You don't want to push people away when you ask them, right? You want to make people feel like you're bringing value. And almost like when you are asking, however you're asking, it's like they're doing you, it's like they owe you. It's like they're doing you an amazing, a great favor, but something that they're happy to help you with. And I think that separates those people that ask and the clients or the consumer that then feels like, well, it feels like a sales pitch right now. You're a used car salesperson, or very salesy and spammy. And I want to stray away from that. So we struggle a little bit on the approach, besides how I went through it, but I'm not saying it's completely wrong. I know some of you do an amazing job, and I'm just reminding you that you could be doing a little bit better. So just to recap, because I've got these over here right now. Number 1, you've got to do a better job nurturing them longer term. And that includes texting, calling, newsletter, handwritten notes, possible gifts depending on who these people are, so you can stay in front of them, provide value, right? Not spammy. Number two, invite them to coffee or maybe an event that you have or a dinner. The point is, surround yourself with people that like you so they begin to love you more. You create relationships and they're going to continually see you in person and be like, of course, I'll send a referral to Tristan. Number three, social media. I can guarantee that you're not doing enough here. You need to be more out there and engage more with people. It's a two-pronged game here. One is provide engagement with people that you want to connect with, right? Engage, type, like it, comment. And then the other one is create content. Create content that's valuable, not spammy, that people will watch and share. That's a whole different video. And lastly, be direct, ask for referrals. Even if you're a little uncomfortable, find the way that you can ask that makes it come across authentic, valuable, in a way to connect with people. Sometimes people don't know that your business runs off of reviews, and maybe the referral is skewed that way and saying, hey, look, I would love for you to review us after this transaction. And in essence, that could lead to asking for referrals. So whatever it is, think about it. And if you've got a great way of asking for referrals, I would like to know. Put it in the comments, message me. Thank you for tuning in. This was a shorter one. I hope you enjoyed it.